You know, this is DJWOLF, and my channel is For All to Hear TV. So I thought I'd let y'all know that I got it going on. And by the way, this is For All to Hear.
Alright guys, excuse me, this is DJWOLF here. Want to talk about today, which is election day. I thought about it based on what I've watched. Seen on the news, my observations of that, as well as from other YouTube. That really, every time you vote, your future really is at stake. And the reason why I say that is because it literally is. There's always a threat of changes when you vote, because you don't know what the next agenda is going to be from the other political parties if they're elected. You know, it could be subject to a whole range of things. But the reason why people do vote and why people should vote, I will say this: you got to be able to speak your voice and let your opinion and your voice be heard about what you want to be done in your community. The problem that I have with voting is primarily from elected officials who don't keep their campaign promises. They go in promising you one thing, and as soon as they get elected, come out doing something totally different. You know? Obama, for example, ran on a campaign for change for everybody. The only people who didn't get anything changed was us, African Americans. As a matter of fact, we got more racism than ever before. And guess what? Obama didn't say or do anything about it. He didn't. And guess what else? Other black people made excuses for him. You know? Now, granted, African Americans didn't come out swinging in 2010 like they should have for the House and Senate, so that the swing could have went to the Democrats. But that still should have never stopped Obama from saying what was on his mind. He wouldn't say a lot of stuff that was on his mind. He wouldn't say, maybe because it wasn't on his mind, but he should have been more outspoken for people of color, just like he was for people of a sexual nature, homosexual, like he did for women, or like he did for Hispanics. You know, he should have spoke with the same feather. You know, with the same, you know, intensity, but he didn't. That's a fact. That was one of the things I didn't like about Obama. Oh, you should hear him now. He still doesn't directly call out Trump by name. He probably calls him out more now than he did before, of course, because he's no longer president. But yet, on the other hand, he didn't really call out racism much either. He didn't. Never really called it out at all. That's the problem I got with Obama. That's the problem I got with the Democratic Party. Because even the stuff that Obama had to deal with, the Democratic Party didn't really rock with him like that. There were even Democratic former Democratic candidates and players like Jesse Jackson who actually said who got caught saying that he didn't like Obama in 2007. Whatever it was. That was 2007, 2008. Well, he got caught saying it. Jesse Jackson didn't like him. Yeah. So he didn't have total support of the Democratic Party either. You know. And I had noticed that too early on. You know. But I got problems with a lot of things in this country, man. I mean, I'm being totally honest. Now, don't get me wrong. I love this country, man. I love a lot of the great things that we've done in this country, and I love a lot of the great things African Americans have strived to obtain in this country and achieve in this country. But we still got a long way to go. And I'm being totally honest. We got a long way to go within our own communities as well. And let's not short-sight ourselves about that as well. Not at the least. Not at the least. You know. But people want to do that anyway. You know. We like to short-sight ourselves when it comes to everything else. You know. Oh, certain things? Oh yeah, you know. You gotta be honest. You know. But today is Tuesday, November 6th, 2018. And yes, today is officially election day. And this is the day you get to choose who you want to represent you for the next few years. It's not officially the presidential election, but this is an election of local, state officials, specifically people who will represent you in the House and Senate over in Congress. Me, myself, it pains me to do it. Even pains for my family. Pains them too. But like I said, I have been a pretty diligent voter. Well, actually, 2010 I didn't believe it, to tell you the truth. And I admit that. I did vote in 2012. I did vote in 2000. I mean, yeah. I did vote in 2016 and 2012. So. I decided I'm not going to vote. I'll get that in a second. But a lot of people are really tired of dealing with the same old bullshit. It's like wash, rinse, repeat when it comes to politicians. The only thing that anybody's getting a benefit from is Democrats and Republicans, because if you vote those guys in, guess what? Even if they don't win, they get the exposure. You know? And here's the other thing. If they do win, guess what? They get a really great paying job while making promises to get there that they don't keep. That's right. And then guess where you're at? Still doing the same old thing you've been doing. Promises are broken. And you still waiting around for the next election so that you can re-vote again for the same people who made promises to you 2 to 4 years earlier that they weren't going to keep in the first damn place. Yeah. It's a repeat cycle. It's a wash, rinse, repeat cycle of bullshit. The cycle of bullshit. That's my term. I know everybody. I know there's a lot of these YouTubers have their own terminology. I won't go on by names or whatever, but I hear that. But this is mine. The cycle of bullshit. That's right. You can quote me on it. And that's all elections are, man. You know, years ago, there's no joke. Years ago, I used to work as I worked as a copy technician many years ago. And one of the places that we supported was right. Matter of fact, it was right in Capitol Hill. It was one of the Capitol Hill buildings. I forgot which one. And you know, I worked at I think it was either a congressman or senator. I think it was a senator's office where I worked on the copies in there. I don't know. I was only up there like a couple of times. They only let certain people work there or something. But I wasn't really all that impressed with those guys. They would speak to you and stuff, but you know, I was like, you know, yeah, okay. You guys are the ones that are going to keep the bullshit going every so often so you can get that nice cushy job. Meanwhile, I'm out here struggling. You know, you're making very few promises, giving people a little trinkets of, oh, okay, here you go. How high? Let me set the bar up for you. You know, that kind of game that people play. This is why I don't like to vote. And I was a little annoyed by some of those guys that was over there at that building. And I'm like, you guys are phony. That was my conclusion at the time. I said, these guys are phonies. I don't know what. They ain't gonna do nothing for you. They get big vacations and shit every year, 3-4 times a year, with big bonuses. They take families on big trips at your dime, at your expense. Yeah. Meanwhile, you're struggling to get by, and you're paying your taxes, and they're taking their money from your taxes and investing in businesses and stuff like that, and making more money off it. Meanwhile, those salaries are going up every year. And you get the crumb. And then they say you gotta vote for them to make the change? No. You might as well say DJWOLF is officially protesting the voting. Now, don't get me wrong. Black people, and this is true, the reason that black people fought for the right to vote was so they could have the privilege to vote. So we could have the privilege to say what's on our minds with an agenda to back it up. That was the reason why voting was important. Voting is still important. But for me, I don't see anybody taking me seriously with my vote. I don't, and therefore I'm not going to do it. I'm not going to sit there and waste my time to sit in the line about 10 minutes, and they don't have to keep a promise for anything they say that they're going to do if you give them a vote. Yeah, they have no obligation. They have no obligation to a campaign promise, and they don't feel like they do. That's the bad part about it. They don't feel like that they owe you any campaign promises at all. That's what I just don't fucking get. You know? They don't feel like it's obligated to them. They honestly don't. That's what irks the living shit out of me about it. That's why I'm not a fan of politicians. You know, I personally don't hate politicians. I really don't. But I have to be honest. Politicians have never really, for the most part, have never kept their words about a lot of stuff that they say they're going to do. They never really always mean what they say, and they never always say what they're going to do. It's a double-edged sword for those guys. And there's times I feel like, wow. I'll give you an example why I feel this way. Now, I went to Cleveland twice in the last year. Go downtown, and downtown's just beautiful. It's like nothing I've ever seen. I don't even recognize downtown Cleveland anymore. I'll be honest with you. Downtown Cleveland has changed so much in the last 25, 30 years. I don't even recognize the city anymore downtown. And they got a lot of activities going on. And I'm gonna tell you, when parking is full around key areas around downtown, you know it's popping. It's on. They got a lot of good stuff going on down there. Businesses down there are just thriving like I've never seen before. You know, it used to be that way back when I lived at home, many years ago. Businesses was thriving all over the city, man. You know, the mom and pop stores were still like that, man. You didn't have to go far to get what you need. You know, then all of a sudden, the job market crashed in Cleveland. Blue collar workers were hurt, and all those really nice neighborhoods that was up around there, they're gone. You go around East Cleveland, which I consider what is these fools doing out here? It's my second hometown because I lived there many summers. Spent summers at my grandmother's house back in the day, and it used to be a really nice place. I used to actually want to live there one day. I said I wanted to move to East Cleveland, give me a nice house or apartment someplace over there. Those places now are desolate, beyond repair. It's like a ghost town. East Cleveland's a ghost town anymore. It ain't the same East Cleveland I grew up around. It's sad. You know, it's depressing as hell. When the jobs went away, so did the neighborhood. And there's many elements of danger in that area. It's not even funny. It's really not. You know. But 2018 is a lot different from 1978. You know, it's gotten to a point now where people just don't give a damn about anything or anybody anymore. All bets are off on everything. It is. That's how it's gotten to be over the years, man. That's exactly how it's gotten to be. People just don't give a fuck. They don't. Violence is at an all-time high now. It is. It's just nuts. The people generally don't give a fuck no more. They don't. They don't give a fuck about nothing. They drive like fucking crazy. These people are nuts out here, man. Look at them. They're absolutely nuts. Man. They use no common sense on the road. And then people always want, oh, you hit me, man. You know, I'm sick of this mess. No one takes the time to use common sense, man. They don't. Two things I've always said, and I'm going to continue to say it. It's not love in this world anymore. There's a big lack of love in this world anymore, and we need it more than ever. What is a song called "Love is in Need of Love Today"? Was never been a truer statement. And the other thing is, there's just so much evil in this world, man. I mean, sometimes I think about how evil this world is, man, and all the stuff I've seen over the years, in my lifetime, dealing with people that I know and love and all of that shit. It's like, wow. It's just evil, just spun from evil, that spawns from evil, that spawns from evil. It's like what somebody said. Pimping's been pimping since pimping was pimping. Well, evil's the same way. It's like evil never stops. Evil is constant. You know. And the political party is a lot about that. It's a money game. It's a money grab. In essence, politicians, whether they win or not, they make money off of this. The campaigns is where they make the little cash cows at. That's all campaigns are, is a cash cow for money, a cash grab. That's why some people just run for office just for the hell of it. You know. But it's funny how they do all this cash cow stuff to run for office and do all this stuff and make promises and don't do shit, but yet they take your money long after they get in office and still don't do shit and still take your money and help take even more money from you. You know? That's why I said for me, voting is a waste of my time. I even talked to my son. My son said he's not voting either. Matter of fact, he's not even registered to vote in the state that he lives in. And in a way, I can't say I blame him. You know? In a way, I can't say I blame him because there's times where I feel like, well, am I wasting my time? Is anybody ever going to really listen to me? Am I doing any better than I did 4 years ago? You know, when I voted the last time? Has anything changed in my community? The answer is no. It's a big ass no. You know? Cleveland is run by a black mayor named Frank Jackson. That's no surprise. That's a public record. It's a public knowledge. He has not really done very much for the whole city of Cleveland. He did a lot for downtown, but he hasn't done much for the neighborhoods. And this I know for a fact. Okay. Yet he made a statement earlier in the summer about because someone asked him, a reporter asked him something about do you think the neighborhoods will be able to get the same type of benefits from downtown as downtown did from businesses? And he basically just said that if it happens downtown, it's going to trickle down everywhere else. I got news for you, and this is coming straight up from yours truly, DJWOLF, who's from Cleveland, Ohio, who grew up in Glenville and Collinwood and University Circle and Woodhill area. I grew up in all four areas of the east side. Okay, I'm telling you what I know. It went from sugar to shit. Real talk. And anybody tell you otherwise don't know what the fuck they talking about. I don't give a fuck. They live there. I'm from there. I got people there all over that motherfucker. I'm telling you, it went from sugar to shit. Okay? The neighborhoods just ain't the same no more. They're not. They're not at all. Because number one, the older generation didn't leave much to be desired for the generations that are here now. Okay? They didn't. Because back 40 and 50 years ago, we're too busy getting them good jobs and driving them big cars and buying them houses and then save shit. And then they want you to, my generation, to help to provide them everything they had before. The same lifestyle. That's not happening, Cap. You didn't bother to save up. Just save shit. And refuse to save shit. They didn't want to be bothered with 401ks. Now they're like, oh man, I need to get some money. Really? You know, it's crazy. It's crazy. You thinking that good job you were working at Ford or GM or these other companies, mining companies, all that was going to still be there? No. White people was going to price you out. They wasn't going to look to pay no niggas no more. No. Them labor skill jobs are a thing of the past anymore, man. At least those kind of jobs were anyway. That's why automation's there. They could pay an engineer to do half the people who they pay for to do. That's why a lot of those jobs were gone. That's why they had so many big layoffs. They were laying people off to save their money for the automation. Meanwhile, you've been blowing your money at every club and discotheque you could find. You know? And y'all know y'all did. And that's what y'all did. And threw all caution to the wind. Didn't save no money. Didn't put your kids through college. None of that shit. And now, the once thriving businesses of those neighborhoods are gone forever. There's nothing left. Board of buildings, jobs are gone by the wayside. White people ready to gentrify your neighborhood. It's a done deal. It's a wrap. It's over. Yep. They left you with nothing to be desired. Nothing to be desired, period. And guess what? It was intentional. It was very intentional for you not to have nothing at this point. Because you know they don't care. They don't care at all. And you know why they don't care? Because they've always ran the show. And if we want to run the show, we gotta start creating our own agendas and start building something we should have did a long time ago. Instead of waiting around now to do it. This is DJ Wolf. Of course, I got more to say about this on the back burner. Check out my website, foralltohearmedia.net. That's foralltohearmedia.net. If you want a DJ to hire, that's me down here locally in DMV. That's Mobley, which is MOBLIE, DJforhire.com. That's Mobley, MOBLIE, DJforhire.com. This is DJ Wolf. I'm out.